it feels like a huge week has just passed. I mean, you couldn't make it up. Forget sort of just quietly sliding into Christmas. It feels to me that the wheels really have come off Boris's Christmas sleigh. It feels like the reindeer are beginning to abandon the sleigh, almost like a sort of sinking ship before it slides and sinks into the sort of snow-like sludge of Boris's number 10. An extraordinary series of events culminating last night with Lord Frost resigning. Initially, it was going to be at the end of the year, and then suddenly it was brought forward literally with immediate effect. And a very nice exchange of letters, but something really, really deep is going on underneath. And the interesting thing about his resignation, of course, was that it wasn't so much over the state of his main job, the Brexit negotiations, but his concerns about the political direction of travel of the government. High tax, high spending, high regulation, nanny state, COVID restrictions. Extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. And if we just go back, I'm just thinking, for my Sunday sermon, I thought we'd just go back a week. Because if you remember, Boris gave a press conference, a sort of a speech last Sunday evening after my Tice talk show last week, when essentially he terrified the nation. And he gave completely the wrong type of speech, because my Sunday sermon today is about leadership, and leadership is about creating confidence, not panic. It's about motivating, not terrifying. It's about infusing, not scaremongering. And yet the Prime Minister is guilty of all three. Imagine if he'd given this type of speech last Sunday evening. If it said that the good news, folks, is that we've always been expecting a new variant to appear. We didn't know exactly when, but we expected it at some time over the winter period, and Omicron is that new variant. But we're well placed to deal with it. We've got genome sequencing, and the evidence is that this new variant is milder. We're looking incredibly closely at the data coming out of South Africa, but it looks as though it's milder, which is often the trend of viruses. They don't want to kill everybody because then they essentially kill themselves. So they want to be more transmissible. And yes, it looks like this new variant is more transmissible, but if it's milder, then actually there is an upside to this, which is that more people will gain natural immunity after a difficult couple of days, feeling a bit rough, feeling either like a normal flu or a really bad dose of flu. But many more people will get natural immunity. And therefore, we're building on the antibodies that we've already hugely built up. Over 90% of people have natural antibodies or manufactured antibodies. So that should give us confidence as a nation. So we don't need to panic about this new variant. We expected it. And the other good news I can tell you all is that thanks to our brilliant scientists, we've got a raft of new treatments that we're starting to roll out in hospitals and indeed that can be available at home. Treatments like Ronapreve, like Remdesivir, like Molnupiravir, like Paxlovid, and others in trial with our great scientists like Favipiravir, like Ivermectin. So we should have confidence that yes, the vaccines are our first line of defence, but if the virus gets through that, then the treatments give us confidence that the symptoms will be less and they can be reduced, and therefore the period of suffering from COVID can be shorter. The booster programme is going well, but we want even more of it. So please get yourself boosted to give you that extra level of defence. And I can say to the nation that we've done really well learning to live with the virus since we unlocked back in the summer. And that's a good thing. We've become, I think, much more confident about that we have to live with this virus. And what I want people to do is we need to bring people together. We need to reduce the division, reduce the angst and the anxiety and the worry. And the way as a nation to do that is, I say to you, we don't need vaccine passports. Actually, Others have tried them and there's no evidence that they work. We don't need masks for the same reason. And there's lots of other good news out there. And I absolutely commit to you as a nation that we don't need to shut our schools either now or in the new year. We will keep our schools open because the education of our children, of our young people, is the most important foundation block that we can continue to build for our country. And of course, we will keep monitoring all the data all of the time. We will keep you updated. But at the moment, as I say, this new variant that we expected to come along appears to be milder. It appears to be more transmissible. So yes, take some precautions, but actually we need to keep calm and carry on.